Have you ever found yourself in a scenario when you could not figure out why a woman was staring at you? Is it interest, curiosity, or something else totally? Staring is one of the more restrained ways that girls often express themselves. Determining the reason for a woman's attention towards you might be somewhat perplexing. It is a typical problem that many guys encounter, and it can cause misunderstandings, uncertainty, or even lost chances. To improve your social relationships and gain a deeper understanding of others, it is crucial to accurately interpret these nonverbal clues. By the time this video ends, you'll know the different reasons a lady could be staring at you and how to correctly read these nonverbal cues. Number 10. She's staring at you without realizing it. A girl may occasionally gaze at you without truly noticing you. When she is totally absorbed in her own thoughts, this can occur. Humans frequently exhibit this habit of simply focusing our eyes on what is in front of us while diverting our thoughts elsewhere. She might not even realize she's staring at you in these situations. Try maintaining eye contact if you see someone staring at you like this. It's a solid indication that her stare was inadvertent and not deliberate if she rapidly looks away. It is a basic but fascinating feature of how our thoughts may wander, even in the midst of a throng. Number 9. You seem fascinating to her. It's possible that she is staring at you because she finds something about you genuinely fascinating. There are times when it is just out of sheer interest and not necessarily about romance or desire. Perhaps it's the way you speak, the enthusiasm you have for what you're doing, or your own sense of style that makes you stand out. These are the major ways in which your appearance or personality might draw her attention. Her eyes follow her attention to the aspects of you that most attract her when she is intrigued. It's critical to understand that this type of stare differs from flirty ones. Instead of romantic involvement, it is more about adoration or curiosity. Therefore, if you see her staring at you frequently, think about what special qualities you might be exhibiting that might be attracting her attention. It's a subtle but effective kind of nonverbal communication that conveys a lot about how you come across to other people. 8th, she'd like to speak with you. It may indicate that a woman is interested in starting a discussion if you catch her looking at you from a distance. This type of look differs from a casual glance in that it is longer and more deliberate. She may be waiting for an opportunity to approach or for an acknowledgement from your end. When combined with nonverbal indicators like a nod or a small grin, her gaze conveys that she is willing to communicate. She uses this type of look to convey interest without speaking. She seems to be attempting to close the distance between you two with her gaze in an attempt to get your interest for a brief conversation. Maybe there's something about you that she finds admirable or intriguing, and she wants to know more. This is an excellent chance, if you're feeling chatty, to strike up a discussion. To indicate that you are friendly and to appreciate her interest, simply returning the nod or grin. By doing this, you can strike up a lively discussion that will allow you to learn more about one another. 7th, something reminds her of someone. A woman may occasionally fixate on someone out of familiarity rather than genuine interest. It's likely that your look or demeanor make her think of someone she knows, such a family member, friend, or even a famous person. Instead of attempting to establish a relationship with you, this kind of stare is more concerned in deciphering that familiarity. In these situations, she may look at you for a little while longer as she tries to remember where she last saw a face or expression similar to yours. She is attempting to figure out a puzzle in her head with her introspective, inquisitive face. She's not looking at you directly, rather, she's drawn to the similarity between you and someone else. This can be seen when her eyes appear to be doing more than just looking. It's a cautious, almost probing look, but it's not meant to be direct eye contact. Furthermore, she's probably going to turn away as soon as she realizes you've seen her staring. This response indicates that she is drawn to your recognizable features rather than you out of personal interest. 6th, she is observing you. It's obvious that a lady is interested in you when she smiles and looks at you often, with genuine gratitude and intent. She is actively attempting to capture your attention rather than just snatching glances. Her stare is an explicit declaration of her admiration in these moments, not merely an observing one. She's looking at you, hoping that you will notice her back. It's a tacit approach for her to express her interest and could even be an invitation to start a conversation. It might be the ideal time to approach her if you find yourself the target of such focused gazes. But it's important to approach her politely and see how she responds. It may be the beginning of a fascinating conversation if she accepts the interaction. But keep in mind that you should pay attention to her comfort level and boundaries. Number 5. She is discussing you with her pals. It may indicate that you are the topic of their conversation if you see a girl glancing at you while she is speaking with her pals. This situation typically arises when two people have mutual connections or are in the same social circle. It's possible that she's employing those snooped looks to draw attention to you while also communicating her interest in you to her buddies. You may have noticed that she avoids looking you in the eye. Rather, she looks at you and then interacts with her pals, maybe even expressing her views or opinions about you. Their combined expressions often give away the essence of their talk. If someone is grinning, laughing, or seems to be having fun, it could be a sign that she's showing interest, maybe even a crush. Conversely, the dialogue may not go as well if the group comes across as more somber or even harsh. Number 4. You have upset her. A woman's gaze might occasionally be interpreted as a nonverbal cue that she is annoyed or upset with you. Rather than coming at him directly, she could express her emotions with a cold, hard stare. She may also exhibit additional symptoms that point to her being upset. These can be avoiding you in conversation, reacting cynically, or acting noticeably different from how she usually behaves toward you. These actions, together with her piercing gazes, are obvious indicators of her discontent. Seeking open communication is the best course of action in these circumstances. Approach her gently and tell her that you're willing to listen to her concerns and work through them. Express to her your willingness to talk about the issue and your desire to work with her to find a solution. This strategy demonstrates your dedication to upholding a wholesome and sincere friendship or relationship in addition to your regard for her sentiments. Third, she's attempting to incite jealousy in someone. Sometimes a lady would look at someone with the intention of making them jealous. She frequently employs this strategy in social situations when she wants to attract a friend's or someone she is interested in's attention. She may often stare in your direction, but her glances are not directed just at you. She's also looking to see whether she's getting noticed by anyone else for you. When you sense that her intense gaze is a ploy to enrage someone else, go with your instincts and keep your distance. Keep an eye on her actions for more cues. It's a good idea to proceed cautiously and think about leaving the situation if her behaviors appear more motivated by wanting to see how other people will respond than by showing real interest in you. Second, she's crushing on you. A woman may have developed a crush on you if she finds herself staring at you more often than normal. You may detect more subliminal indicators of her adoration in addition to her persistent gazes. She might try to make a deeper connection, make more eye contact, or exhibit anxiousness by speaking more quickly while she's around you. These actions indicate that a person is feeling the vulnerability and exhilaration of a crush. You have the chance to show her that you share her interest if you sense a similar spark and observe these indicators. Establishing a more intimate connection might be facilitated by smiling back at her, striking up a discussion, and expressing that you appreciate her company. First of all, she's making out with you. A woman is flirting if you notice that she is staring at you with a certain intensity in her eyes. It is distinct from a typical gaze since it has a flirtatious, sensual vibe to it. She might add more flirty movements to her seductive approach, such as playfully twirling her hair or running her fingers through it, in addition to her alluring gaze. She's trying to gauge whether you two are on the same page by acting in this way to show interest. This kind of glance she's giving you is a pretty clear sign that she wants to start a provocative conversation.